freeze. One more step, damn head off. Who are you? Who sent you? How did you get in here? What? Who are you? Where did you hear that name?
I followed the distress beacons left by your team. Their holotapes led me here.
The others? What happened to them?
They're dead, Paladin. I recovered their tags.
You did? Thank you. This really means a lot to me. I tried to go back for them, you know. There was nothing I could do, not alone, but I'd hoped. You've been through a lot to find me. I should give you something. I've collected a lot over the years. Technology, odds and ends. If you see anything you want, take it, take it.
The Brotherhood needs you, Paladin. It's time you reported in.
I can't. It's been too long. I wouldn't be of any use.
No one knows the Commonwealth better than you. We need your help.
I've been here too long. I'm not myself. Would they still take me?
The Brotherhood will honor the memory of your team. Shouldn't you be the one to tell their story?
Unless I go back, their sacrifices, everything we went through, it'll be forgotten. I can't let that happen. I'll do it. For them. All right, I'll get my things. Head to the airport. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Paladin?
I'll need some time to get my things together.
So, seems you know how to hold your
Steel
own.
Recon
I'd had
Team
my doubts when we
429
first hit the
Alpha.
road.
Final report. Our mission has failed. 6 hours
Thanks.
after insertion,
You're not so bad yourself.
I never
was
get many
ambushed.
complaints. It's just
Lost
real
5
rare
nights,
these days.
exhausted
Find someone
our
who's
power
not willing to
reserves.
take things the way they're handed to them. Too many good folks not willing to get their hands dirty. And too many assholes taking advantage of it. Look at what happened at Diamond City. Before McDonough took over, it was a half-decent place to live. A little stricter than I usually go for, but not terrible. I thought he and I had a pretty happy childhood. But then he decides he's gonna try and get elected with his anti-ghoul crusade. Mankind for McDonough. Before you know it, you got families with kids lining up to drag folks they called neighbor out of their homes and throw them to the ruins.
You and McDonough knew each other as kids?
Oh yeah. Guy's my brother. Grew up together in a little shack on the waterfront. Guy was the standard big brother. Entitled, punchy, liked to shove rotten potatoes down my shirt and slap my back. But I never thought he'd be capable of something like what they did to those ghouls.
Why did McDonough campaign against the ghouls?
Because he thought he could win. There'd always been a pretty clear divide between the folks living in the stands and those down on the field. I'm not convinced they didn't do it just to improve their view. I remember storming into his office above the stands after the inauguration speech. He was just standing there, staring out the window, watching as the city turned on the ghouls. He didn't even look at me. Just said, "I did it, John. It's finally mine." Should have killed him right there, but I don't think it would have changed anything. Instead, I pleaded with him, begged him to call it off. He said he couldn't. He had nothing against the ghouls. He was just... And he couldn't betray the voters. And then he smiled. That hideous fucking mile-long smile. He never smiled like that when we were kids. I didn't even recognize him.
What do you mean you didn't recognize him?
I don't know. Just didn't seem like the guy I grew up with. When I'd first heard the rumors he'd been swapped for a synth, thinking back on that night, I thought it made a lot of sense. But now, I don't know. I don't think I buy it. I've seen him since then, and there's no way they copied him that perfectly. Even got his tight-ass walk. But at the time, I just needed to get the hell away from him. Him and that whole damn city.
Of all the things I've seen since leaving the vault, this seems almost merciful.
Sure, no one got beheaded at first. I still wasn't a ghoul at this point, so I didn't have to leave, but I couldn't bring myself to stay in that cesspool after that. I'd been sneaking off the Good Neighbor for years to get decent chems, so I knew the safe routes. I managed to track down a couple of the families, lead them there, but most couldn't get used to the Good Neighbor lifestyle. I brought them food for a couple of weeks, but after a while, they just disappeared. Folks in Diamond City signed their death warrants, and all the good people were willing to just sit by and watch. I felt like I was the only one who saw how screwed up things truly were, who couldn't just pretend things were fine. Still feel that way. Or I did. Until I met you. I know I run my mouth, but having someone who sees the world for what it is, and is willing to do something about it, it's meant a lot to me. I feel damn lucky to have you as a friend.
And that's what we are? Friends?
Well, now that you mention it, I have been having slightly more impure thoughts than usual. Maybe we'll get to act on those. But I guess we should probably head out, huh? After you. Betcha that seems fun in its day.
So the Minutemen are out there doing things in the Commonwealth. What kind of things, you ask? I tell you. I have heard that they have taken over the castle. There some time ago, but hasn't been for a while. It had been full of fish, or monsters, or monster fish. Maybe, I don't know. Not relevant. The Minutemen are there now. That's good for them. And I guess for
It's
everyone
gonna
else.
take me a while.
So, yeah. How about some music?
Paladin Brandis.
Move along, you're in the way.
Some guy
Go on, get out of here.
her song.
Hold up, Knight. Let me make one thing clear. As a member of the Brotherhood, you serve under my command. If you want my respect, you will have to earn it. When I give you a mission, I expect results. Is that clear?
Perfectly.
Good. Paladin Danse has already briefed me on your search for the missing recon team. I want that resolved. Do you have anything to report?
I've completed my investigation into the missing recon team. Paladin Brandis was the only survivor.
Brandis? What happened to him?
I convinced him to return to the Brotherhood.
Well done. It may be difficult for him to adjust to life in the Brotherhood again, but his experience should serve us well. Very well. Is there anything else?
How will the Brotherhood remember them?
They faced their mission with courage. They fought with honor against overwhelming odds. They lived and died together, as brothers. That is what it means to be a member of the Brotherhood of Steel.
Do you want their holotapes?
Thank you. I'll see that they make it to their next of kin.
That's all.
I'll prepare a full report for the Elder. In the meantime, allow me to offer you a new suit of armor. Bear it with distinction. This was no easy mission, Knight. Well done. Now, I have a more pressing matter that requires your attention. I've received reports that supplies have been disappearing from our supply depot at the airport. I suspect this may be an inside job.
An inside job? Do you have any suspects?
This is treason we're talking about. In a case like this, you are either sure or you are not. Until then, everyone is a suspect. I want you to take charge of this investigation. Report to Knight Sergeant Gavel at the base. He commands our logistics division. He can familiarize you with his unit and the depot. Beyond that, you have leave to conduct your investigation as you see fit. Report your findings directly to me. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
I expect results. See that I get them. Dismissed.
Your kind aren't welcome here.
And what are you gonna do about it?
We're getting a 3% Z-tilt. Adjusting thrust recommended.
Getting a bit of a twitch on prop 3. Adjusting torque.
Ah, Knight. You have technical documents, perhaps? Or looking to assist on a research patrol?
I found some technical documents for you.
These look rather promising. You certainly have a knack for this sort of work. Here are the caps that I promised. Remember, the Commonwealth check every building you explore during your patrols very carefully, and you might be pleasantly surprised at what you find.
Food in the mess hall isn't bad.
Something I can do for you, soldier?
As long as you don't smell it. I prefer laser weapons myself. It's a cleaner shot, and it leaves that memorable ozone smell behind.
Don't let Ingram catch you standing around. You'll be on report before you can blink.
Hey.
Got my attention.
Knight?
Nothing to report right now, Knight.
Unless you like getting radiation sickness, I'd stay away from ferals.
You watch my back, I'll watch yours.
Unless you like getting shot, never turn your back on a gunner.
How can I help you, Knight?
In the head and they'll stay dead. Advice to live. If your goal even looks like it's going feral, I'm putting it down.
With the Brotherhood behind us, we'll never fall.
So you got a ride?
Excuse me, Squire.
I'm usually a mentat school myself.
Brotherhood's
Makes me
greatest
feel
paladin.
intellectual.
Greater than paladin. Dance.
Hey,
What you got?
Let's talk to Proctor, too. I bet he has some excellent odds about power.
Commonwealth's a dangerous place. Make sure you gear up before you head out.
Something's out there! That was nuts.
Hey, over here.
Check the stash. You do what you gotta.